Today we're exploring the future of the pet.
So as I was preparing for this presentation, I began to think about what we do in Baltimore City schools and realized that educators are the ultimate futurists. We deal in the business of making sure that our kids are given the resources that they need to be ready for a future that is yet unknown.
The reality is that we're in a kind of unique field, archaeology. I think it's one of the few professions where our entire goal is to make our textbooks go out of date.
I call archaeology the gateway drug to science.
So, you know, the future of exploration is a lot of going out and trying to make the unknown unknowns into known unknowns, and, you know, then we have something actually that we might know about if we don't know about it now, and maybe we'll know about it.
Digitizing the entire Smithsonian collection would take 260 years, and that's at a rate of 1 object per second, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
The fossils themselves, which is part of the patrimony of another country, we can share those and archive them online. And I like to say there's dissertations worth of studies to be done on these digital data sets.
If we 3D print out that supernova, you can hold the death of a star, which is a supernova, in the palm of your hands.
About the orchid, you may not know, but over half the orchids in the United States are endangered because of habitat destruction and destruction of the pollinators. And so some of the work we're doing in 3D is simply preserving these orchids before they disappear.
Finding objects in the world out there and bringing them in. 3D is I think, one of the potential solutions for making the museum's walls transparent. That's a big issue.
They had so many fish when they came out, about 5,000 or so, they felt they could not identify them all. So they put them up on Facebook, and scientists all over the world provided the metadata for all those fish. And so I think what you'll find is more and more crowdsourcing in and around a lot of these things.
On Flickr, which is a photography site, you have 20 million photos being viewed every 60 seconds. On Twitter, you have 278,000 tweets. And these are average numbers, but in 60 seconds, 278,000 tweets. How do you keep track of that? How do you archive that? How do you figure out which of those 278,000 tweets are relevant and which are not? Instagram, which is really based almost entirely on mobile phones, you're having 36,000 photos are uploaded every 60 seconds. And on Tumblr, which is a blogging format, you have 70,000 new photos being posted every 60 seconds.
We're in an era of exploding amounts of information. And what will not work and what will not scale to this is to have the archive that is gathering all of that together provide the indexing and the metadata. Right, it has to happen somewhere else. You need a combination of intelligent extraction tools and getting it from the creators themselves, and automatic things like GPS. There are lots of things that you can streamline automatically, but people have to turn those on, and the services have to collect them and not throw them out.
So are there any?
It's true we're downloading 100 hours of YouTube every minute, but there's more. Some estimates put it at 1.5 tera words a day. Think about what that means in terms of what we're trying to do as archivists, what we're trying to do as historians, as literators. So we're in an interesting world where data is not a static thing anymore. And one of the things we do is not just take the object itself, and I'm going to focus here on Van Gogh's self-portrait, but look what we can do by the scan operation. We can zoom in and zoom in again. That kind of representation gets you closer to the reality of that object and the very shape of the blobs, of the paint, and the brush strokes in intimate detail in a way that you can't do. They won't let you get that.
Proud black man with the 54th Regiment, front line fighting for my rights against Confederates. Once was a slave, but I'ma be a veteran, and if I die in line, at least y'all get to see my legend. Try to make us weak and strip the shoes off our feet, but we won't see defeat, cause we tryna be free. Freedom at last, yep, freedom at last. As Carney stands tall with the flag still on his back, you dig?
They keep fighting, yeah, they keep fighting, treating like